Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing the good, bad, and ugly about business partnerships. Now I know you might be thinking it's a great thing to partner up with people, or you might be thinking, I'll do this on my own. Either one, it's definitely your preference, but I've experienced both sides of the coin, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the advantages and the disadvantages of being a part of a business partnership. Let's talk about the biggest advantage first, the cost. If you are not the only owner, you get to split the cost. Now, of course, it's based on what you and the other partner or partners agree on, but still, that means that you don't have to go in solely as the only investor of that company or business. Ultimately, that means that there's more capital and that you can probably do a little bit more because you're able to put more money up front. Another advantage is that you're able to split the duties. So depending on the type of business that you have, you'll have different things that have to be done. It might be things that are like day to day, as far as going to the office, checking up on your employees. Now, mind you, this is just an example. Then you might have things such as handling back office, which include things like accounting, handling contracts. And so you may decide, I'm good at XYZ, so let me handle this. And then the partner or partners are good at these different things, let them handle those things. And then of course, you should be meeting on a regular basis to make sure you guys have a complete understanding of what's going on in the business as a whole. Another advantage I want to talk about is being able to share ideas and leverage networks. So if you're working with other people, that means there's more ideas being brought to the table. And also each one of you come with a network. So you're able to tap into your own network and resources to see what can be done to assist you guys in making sure the business moves along, it grows, whatever your goals may be. While being able to share ideas, leverage each other's network, split the cost, split the duties, while those things may seem exciting and it may seem like, oh, this is a good idea because you don't have to do it alone, these things also come with drawbacks. And that's why I also want to discuss some of the disadvantages so that you can have both sides of the coin so that you can make an informed decision. The first disadvantage I want to talk about is the risk of disagreement. Now, of course, you may not agree on everything. That is definitely normal. But if you don't have a process on how to solve those disagreements or how to determine whose idea you go with, it can cause friction in the relationship. So you definitely want to, at the beginning, have this discussion and determine how will disagreements be handled. How will you determine whose idea is best? Whose idea should you move on with? You want to make sure that these things are kind of ironed out at the beginning, because I tell you, when you try to do it later on, it's definitely more difficult, especially after you've already started the business, you have clients. You want to make sure things are moving smoothly, so you want to try your best to have processes in place already. Another thing you have to deal with is certain partners not pulling their weight. This was a big thing for me. Now, if you have certain duties that everyone is supposed to be responsible for and someone is falling short, that means someone else either has to pick up the slack, or that also means that the business might be falling to the wayside. Somewhere something is not getting done, which doesn't look good for the business. And not only that, but a partner can become disgruntled if they feel like they're doing all the work. What's the point in being in a partnership if you don't have the help that you need? Another disadvantage is you being liable for the actions of the other partner or partners. Now, I specifically know an example of two people who went to a partnership. They had certain rules set, and one partner was kind of doing side deals or backhand deals with clients. And the thing about that, if something were to go wrong, it looks bad on the business as a whole, not just on that partner. So it's important to be transparent, but a lot of times you are working on good faith. You're working off of hope. You're hoping that the other partner has your best interest and the best interest of the business at heart. But sometimes that isn't the case, or sometimes they could mean well and still do something foul, but then that has a negative consequence for you and the business as a whole. As someone who has been a part of a partnership that is now dissolved, I can tell you that it is no fun being the person who all the work falls on, and then the other partner or partners just hoping that you carry it all on your back and that you get it done, and that you get it done correctly. It's a lot of work, a lot of times depending on the business, and it can be stressful. And a lot of times you end up overextending yourself and you're not able to put forth your best work because you have so much on your plate. And that's why it's very important to determine how things will run. And if things don't run as they are supposed to, what's the consequence for that? What's supposed to happen after that? How do we deal with this? Because being a part of a partnership where everybody is pulling their weight, that is perfect. Well, I don't want to say perfect, but that would be great. That would be great. But if everyone isn't pulling their weight, that can be stressful. So some best practices are to definitely, before you do anything, to have an agreement. The agreement should at minimum include who are the partners, what are the responsibilities, how will profits and losses be divvied up between the two of you or more? How will that work? What happens if you decide that you need to dissolve the business? Who gets what? How do you amicably dissolve? Think about things like that before you just jump in head first because you believe that you guys have a good idea. You guys are friends. You think you guys would work well together, because I can tell you that it is nothing like working with someone you are friends with or you are family with, because a lot of times the area is gray, and so it makes it actually even worse. So you want to really think about that before you decide to sign papers and move forward with something so serious. Also, when you walk into this business venture, determine upfront, what does the end look like? Is there an end in sight? What would you guys need to do once you hit that goal? Do you dissolve? Do you extend? You want to have some kind of idea of what you're going to do. Also, know what your business goals are so you can know, are you guys even a good fit? Are you guys working towards the same thing? These things are important. Nowadays, a lot of people are becoming entrepreneurs or starting side hustles, and we're just jumping in head first without really giving thought to some strategy. How will this operate? How will this work? Let's stop doing things fly by night and go with the flow and do them with some strategic thinking and planning. It honestly makes it less of a headache. Now, I want to hear from you guys. Have you ever been a part of a partnership? Are you a part of one? Was your experience good? Was it bad? Let me know down in the comments. I personally started solo, then I went to a partnership, and now I'm back solo. So I do have two perspectives. So this is just me sharing with you what it is that you should think about before going into a partnership, and sharing the good, the bad, and the ugly. See you guys next time. Bye.